Dr. Ajmal.
Ji. Hello.
How are you? How are
I'm
you?
fine. I'm fine. Alhamdulillah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for getting late. It was
It's
actually
okay.
a connectivity issue.
Thank you so
am
much,
I
Dr.
audible?
Yes, you are audible and visible.
Okay, fine.
We welcome you. And yes, over to you, Mr. Salman. You may continue the webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Afshin, the director of IELTA Pakistan and the General Secretary of IELTS International. So let's begin. First and foremost, I'm going to play a recitation over here. And then after the recitation of the Holy Quran, we are going to start our program over here. We are going live, I think. Is it audible to all of you?
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Salman.
أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر.
After the recitation of the holy verses of Quran, I'm going to play the national anthem of Pakistan. Here we go.
Mr. Salman, it is not audible.
All right, really sorry for that. Let me share again. Thank you so much for listening to the national anthem of Pakistan. Now, I welcome all of you again, and let's begin our today third international webinar. Before calling the speaker here, I would like to request the city coordinator of IELTA Pakistan, Hyderabad, Mr. Sayyid Saudul Hassan. Can you hear Mr. Sayyid Saudul Hassan?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, welcome to the webinar. And here I would like to give the floor to introduce our today's speaker. Over to you, please.
Thank you, Sir Salman. And especially I request and I would like to welcome all the international coordinators and the members of the IELTA International in this esteemed seminar. Today we are going to happen from the Pakistan side. And especially I welcome our today's speaker, Mr. Dr. Ajmal Jamal. as he has earned his PhD degree in English language and literature from International Islamic University, Islamabad, Pakistan. Besides that, he has been teaching at various universities for the last 15 years and currently working as an associate professor in English and the head of the department at Qurtuba University of Science and Information Technology, Dera Ismail Khan, Pakistan. He is also a Higher Education Commission approved PhD supervisor. He has secured indigenous and international scholarships from Higher Education Commission of Pakistan and stayed at University at Heidelberg, Germany as a visiting scholar, and also presented his paper at James Joyce Conference at University at Roma, Italy. Besides that, he is also a member of Poetics and Linguistic Association, PALA, UK. He has published around 50 research articles in local and international journals indexed in Scopus and Web of Science. His research interests include corpus, stylistics, literary and text linguistics, ELT, and narratology. I welcome Dr. Ajmal, and I would like to request Dr. Ajmal to start this brilliant session, and we would love to learn from you. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Good evening and assalamu alaikum, everybody. Thank you so much, dear Salman Siraj Saab and Dr. Nausheen Salahuddin. I'm very happy to join this meeting today. And we are, as IELTA Pakistan and International, are going to complete 1 year, around almost 1 year. And thank you very much for the generous introduction from your side. And just minor correction with my name. My name is Muhammad Ajmal, not Jamal. Ajmal Jamal, you have mispronounced. Okay. And I welcome new family members of.
Excuse me, Dr.
I welcome.
Yes, and there is another correction. There is another correction that you have also changed my name. I am Afsheen, not Nausheen.
Yes.
Okay.
Dr. Ajmal, I think you are on mute. Please unmute yourself.
We almost everybody as IELTA member are related to English language teaching or education. Okay, we are teachers and we are connected with our students. So we must be familiar with the latest and updated pedagogical techniques. And in Pakistani context, I was when I was preparing for this slide for my presentation, I was surprised why don't we people as Pakistani use such up-to-date approaches in our classrooms as Dictogloss. Okay, as you are familiar, okay, it is an updated technique in ELT. Okay, but in Pakistani context is.
Dr. Ajmal, please unmute yourself.
It is done automatically by mistake. Okay, so we people as teachers must be familiar with this teaching approach. Okay, this is actually we are going to gauge the effectiveness of Dictogloss technique to improve students' writing. Okay, it can improve other language skills as well, but our focus will be on writing skills. Okay, basically this is a sort of case study that was done at University of Lahore when I was working there as assistant professor before joining this current position at Qurtuba University, DI Khan. So let me start. Actually, we should start with first slide, that is must to understand the concept of Dictogloss. The first slide. Okay, what is Dictogloss? Can you share the slide, please, Salman Saab?
I have shared. I think it's visible to you. Okay.
First one. This is title and the first slide. Next one.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So Dictogloss is a classroom dictation activity where learners are required to reconstruct a short text by listening and noting down keywords, which are then used as a base for reconstruction. It was originally introduced by Ruth Vanderwerp 1990 as an alternative method of teaching grammar. So this is very useful technique that can be used in teaching classroom, because here this technique provides freedom and creativity to learners. Teacher is providing a short text like sentences and paragraphs, and he is just providing few main concepts like keywords related to that information, and students are here supposed to listen carefully, and they will convey the same meaning that teacher has pronounced, teacher has dictated, and they will not cram, they will not memorize. Okay, so creativity will be engaged in this practice. Okay, let's say there are 10 students in a class, so their expression will be different, but they will convey the same idea, same meaning. So it is one sort of activity, creative activity. It is a technique where the teacher reads a short text to students and the students just listen. Then the teacher reads the text again for the second time, and the students write keywords on the text on their paper. Then the students make the full paragraph based on their keyword. And the next slide, please. Salman Siraj Sahab, next slide, please. Can you hear me, Salman Sahab?
Sir, I have already shared. Is it difference between dictation and Dictogloss?
Next one, please. This is the same one. Yes, next one is difference. Yes, you are true. The next one is difference.
It is shared, sir. Is it visible?
But it is not. It is not visible here. Slide 3.
Slide 3. Let me reshare it. Is it now?
Yes, now it's okay. Now the difference between dictation and dictogloss. There is definitely a difference between these two terms. Many people, many teachers get mixed feelings and get confused with dictation. Okay, how it is different. In dictation, teachers simply read the target text several times so that students can write down the sentences as accurately as possible. But in Dictogloss approach, students do not write down the words or sentences dictated by the teachers. Instead, they reconstruct the meaning of the text using their own words. Next, please. Yes. So what are the aim of this pedagogical concept and approach? The aim of a Dictogloss is for a group of students to recreate a heard text by taking notes and pooling knowledge within a small group to reconstruct it in written form. So the concept of reconstruction is important here. This picture is useful for students because the talk during reconstruction supports their growing understanding of all of these elements. Their understanding is developing. Okay, they have started listening, they have started making use of their mind. Okay, Dictogloss is an excellent way of modeling academic language and encourage learners to communicate for a meaningful purpose. Especially in our country, in Pakistani context, it is very much important because as teachers, we know that even having degrees in masters and even MPhil, our students are unable to communicate fluently and properly. Mean there are so many factors involved in this. Mean they feel shyness and they are having no confidence. Okay, so this activity is to cater the interest of the learners in presence of their teacher, and mean they are working in groups. Mean they are divided in certain peer groups. Okay, and they are helping each other. Okay, so this activity can be very much helpful. Okay, the next slide please. Yes, so Jacob and Small 2003 gave their opinion about Dictogloss, and they clarified that Dictogloss is cohesive technique in learning a language. So cohesion is important in writing and speaking as well. Mean the major focus is cohesive devices. There must be an organization, there must be coherence in expression that we are writing, we are making a paragraph. Otherwise that is not writing, otherwise that is not a paragraph if cohesion is missing. So students work together to reconstruct a text from their notes. Mean they have taken certain notes. Okay, they have taken certain steps. They have not they have not written word by word as the teacher has pronounced or dictated. Teacher has spoken, he has pronounced a word, a sentence or a paragraph, and they have written major points, key words. By doing this reconstruction, the students will face more challenges in writing activity. Automatically, the students' writing abilities will increase step by step. Thornbury, 1999, has stated that Dictogloss is a form of dictation, but it is quite different. We have differentiate already in previous slide. Mean what is the difference between Dictogloss technique and simple dictation from teacher side. So this activity is very much important, and these are the theorists who propose the idea about this approach. Okay, the next one, please. Yes, basic steps. Now, okay, after getting familiarity with the concept of Dictogloss technique, we must know what are the practical steps involved in Dictogloss teaching. Okay, the original Dictogloss procedure consists of 4 basic steps. Okay, number 1, warm up. What is meant by warm up? When the learners find out about the topic and do some preparatory vocabulary work. Mean teacher has briefed the audience, the students and learners. This is the topic we are talking about, Pakistan. Okay, the Pakistan is divided into 4 provinces like this. Okay, maybe he is telling about some personality or celebrity. So they get familiar with the background of the topic. That is warm up. Okay, the next one is actual dictation, actual process starts. Now teacher is involved practically in the classroom. Dictation, when the learner listens to the text read at a normal speed by the teacher. This is very much important. Teacher must read the sentences or paragraph with not speedily. Okay, he must not be so fast. Okay, so the students are easy, and they may take certain notes by the teacher and take fragmentary notes. Fragmentary notes certain keywords, certain concepts. The learner will typically hear the text twice. Okay, if they have missed certain important piece of information while teacher was telling the background, when he was dictating or reciting certain piece of information, okay, he will repeat. So if any point is missed, they can write, they can take note of that point. The learners will typically hear the text twice. The first time the teacher reads the text, the students just listen but do not write. The second time the students take notes. Next stage is reconstruction. After dictation, reconstruction. Now students are practically involved to convey the same meaning in their own expression, in their own words. Reconstruction, when the learners work together in small groups to reconstruct a version of the text from their shared resources. Shared resources are they have listened their teacher. Okay, and the last stage is analysis and correction. Okay, as teacher, we know, they have written a paragraph, they have written a sentence, and it may have certain grammatical errors. Okay, so now it is a duty of a teacher to analyze the written passages, written sentences from students. So he will analyze and he will tell how it can be corrected, how their teaching can be improved. So when students analyze and compare their text with the reconstructions of other students, and they will compare their writing with other classmates, so it will motivate them, and they will directly they will be provided with evaluation and feedback. And you are familiar as teachers, evaluation plays very crucial role in teaching and learning. If let's say as teacher we assign certain tasks to our students, in the form of assignment, in the form of project, in the form of a paragraph or a sentence, and if we don't check their expression, okay, then there is no use, then there is no benefit of that activity. So this is very much important. Their mistakes are corrected, they get to know where they were wrong. So when students analyze and compare their text with the reconstruction of other students and the original text and make the necessary corrections. So next slide, please. Yes, we are talking about procedure and steps. So this will clarify the concept of the audience. First step is preparation. Okay, that we have used as warm-up technique. Okay, preparation, and there are two columns, one for students and the other one teachers. Vocabulary study to prepare for the test, discuss the topic, predict vocabulary and content, etc. Let's say we are going to talk about Imran Khan. Okay, we should provide our students certain with certain clues. Okay, he won a cricket World Cup for Pakistan in 1992, and then we will tell about how he made efforts to construct a hospital like this. We will prepare our students so they are engaged properly. Next step is listening for meaning. Many of us people don't listen for meaning. We take this process for granted and take it too easy. Okay, we are not listening to get proper meaning, okay, from the text. So listening for meaning is important. Listen to the whole text. This is from students' part, they are listening, teacher is dictating. Teacher, on the other hand, reads the text at normal speed. He is not too fast. Next is listening and note-taking. And students are engaged in take notes, listing keywords. And teacher reads again at normal speed. And the next is text reconstruction in groups. They can be divided. Okay, they can be divided in peers, in groups 2 or 4. It is up to the teachers and the level of the students. Okay, work in groups to reconstruct an approximation of the text from notes. Okay, they have already in previous phase or stage, they have taken certain notes as teacher has pronounced certain concepts. So if one student is weak and poor in academics, okay, the other one may correct. This sentence can be most reasonable, most appropriate, and most grammatically correct expression. And the teacher is involved in helping groups offer guidance. Here, lend me your ears. Here, teacher is very much important. Because in modern pedagogy, okay, teacher is not, the role of teacher is not like that of traditional teachers. in many classes, unluckily in Pakistan, many English language teachers they need training. I suggest they need training because many of us are bossy in the class. Okay, they just want to impress the audience with tough, with high frequency words. That person is not a teacher. Okay, a teacher is like a friend. Okay, a teacher creates a conducive environment. Okay, a teacher is that a person who is wearing a smile on face. Okay, if a person is harsh, okay, if a person if a teacher is too much strict, okay, that will definitely hinder this activity. So a teacher must be like a friend, like a guide. A proper word is teacher is a guide. Teacher is a facilitator. A good teacher is, an ideal teacher is and must be a facilitator. And teacher must guide their students and must correct their mistakes, okay, with smiling face, so they don't feel degraded or insulted. Okay, the teacher must clap. Okay, at least you have tried something to, okay, for better version, for better expression. Okay, mean this person A, B, C, mean his or her expression is more appropriate. Okay, his use of structures, okay, grammatical sentences are more appealing as compared to the other peer. Okay, and offer a guidance. And the last stage is text comparison between groups. Automatically, students compare their work with other one, okay, with peers. It is very much important. And this is very positive aspect of learning. Okay, if I see as a student that Salman is sitting beside me and a teacher is praising him, okay, and his expressions are much better, okay, and the class is clapping for him, okay, definitely I will try to be like Mr. Salman in the class. Okay, so text comparison between groups mean what must students do and what must teacher do. Compare group versions of the text. Pay attention to points of usage that emerge from the discussion. Okay, sometime few students write very good English. Okay, there is no grammatical mistake, but even then that expression is not acceptable because they lack coherence. There is no connectivity in their expression. So connection is very much important. Connectors are very much important. Use of conjunctions is very much important. Okay, and the teacher's role is facilitates class comparison of variants from different groups. Let's say group A, B, C, D. Let's say 5 students in each group or 3 students in each group. And we have 5 groups, A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, so let's say a D group is performing better and their expression, their writing is improving. They are helping one another. Okay, definitely other will feel attracted towards this methodology. So facilitates class comparison of variants from different groups, facilitates discussions and corrections of errors. The next slide, please. Yes, as I have told already to my audience that this was a sort of case study, okay, that was conducted at the University of Lahore. So I'm connecting this concept, this approach toward that research that was conducted, a case study. Basically, such type of research is known as classroom action research, CAR. Just remember CAR. Okay, classroom action research. So is a reflective process. Reflective process means as teacher you reflect, you start thinking, okay, as a teacher, what should I do? What can I do as a teacher, as an ideal teacher, to help my students, to help my kids? And here, any level of students can be involved, whether these are kids, even in primary classes, whether they are undergraduates or postgraduates, because level of writing varies. Okay, and everyone needs to improve their expression. So teacher's role is very much important. He must be an intellectual. Teacher must be a good guide, a facilitator. And in this research, we are talking the background of this research, empirical. Gather empirical data to improve their teaching practices. The problem is that in many cases, many of them teachers believe that we have experience of 15 years or 20 years and we need not to revise our lectures. Okay, so we see around us there are so many professors, they have spent 40 years or 50 years, they are reading a textbook, they are preparing certain handouts before going into the classroom. So this is the way. Teacher must be connected and must be having updated knowledge, okay, with be familiar with new concepts that are emerging. So action research is a process for improving educational practice. Definitely action you are taking an action as a principal, okay, as a teacher. A principal or a head of the school is sitting in an office. Okay, so the major role is of you as a teacher. Okay, you must take an action. If someone needs your support, if someone needs your guidance and help, do help them, please. It is a process to gather evidence, implement change in practice. It is participative and collaborative. This is important. When we talk about participation, when we talk about collaboration, it is a two-way process. One is teacher and the other one is your learners. So collaboration and participation is just a dream, and it is impossible if you are not reflective, if your knowledge is not up to date, and if you are not friendly, and if there is no smile on your face. Okay, so the topic of today's presentation is makes me smile even. In many of the times, okay, many people convey that you are so much strict. I tell my colleagues, okay, my face is so much strict that I'm too disciplined, too serious. But whenever I enter into the classroom, okay, I change myself. I become a friend. I become like a family member. Okay, so there is smile on my face. Okay, so forget about your worries as a teacher. Forget everything. Forget other pains of family or other domestic issues. Okay, so as a teacher, you must enter into the classroom with a big smile on your face. Okay, so action research is situation and context based. Action research is situation and context based. As I was telling that I'm going to relate this research with the context of University of Lahore. Okay, it develops reflection practices based on the interpretations made by participants. So your stakeholders, your learners are important. Their feedback is important. Okay, and it is undertaken by individuals with a common purpose. Common here means simple word. Common purpose is very much important. A purpose who leads us as teacher and learners towards success. Okay, that is a common purpose. Okay, action research is a situation and context based. Okay, knowledge is created through action and application. Action research can be based in problem solving, because this is action research that is problem solving. You definitely as teacher offer certain solutions to the problems. It is iterative plans and created, implemented, revised, and implemented. mean this is set of certain skills, this is set of certain techniques that you utilize. Okay, there is a process, you go stepwise, as we have already discussed the concept of warm up and like dictation and or recreation and correction and analysis. Okay, in action research, findings emerge as action developed and takes place. However, they are not conclusive or absolute, but ongoing. And ongoing as teacher is very much important for us. Mean there is no stop that you say that we have achieved the purpose. Okay, we need not to take action on other other phenomena present in the class. Okay, so this is an ongoing process. Teaching and learning is an ongoing process. It never stops. Next slide, please. Okay, I hope everyone is listening and there is no problem.
Yes, doctor, you are completely audible.
Okay, this research, population, the subjects have been selected through convenient sampling. There are 88 students involved in this research as population in the study, and they have been divided into two groups. Each group consists of 44 students. They all are 18 to 20 years old students of arts group from University of Lahore. Mean those students who have after intermediate, they have started their 4-year program at university. Okay, BS programs, BS English, BS Urdu, BS political science, many other science subjects are there. Okay, so the population was not BS English students, other art students. Okay, English was not compulsory. Okay, but in intermediate classes, they have passed English course. Okay, the next one, please. Next, please, Salman Sraj. And the procedure, okay, it took almost 1 month. Now we are talking not about that practical steps that we take as a teacher, okay, but this is, I'm going to relate my research project, okay, with that approach. So as researcher, when you are going to conduct action research, it will take certain weeks or months. Okay, you will then observe in the class. As observation is also a tool to collect data, and then you can code certain things to to check how many errors they are making in a sentence or a paragraph. Okay, then you can compare when that practice of 1 month, that action research of 1 month has completed. Okay, then pre-test and post-test. Before it was pre-test, they were coming with mistakes, and then you will compare their writing. Definitely, it will come with less mistakes. Okay, in post-test. Vocabulary, okay, which contain vocabulary and the words which are used to create cohesion. The teacher reads the paragraph 2 times for the students with average speed. During listening, the students take down the notes. I think this is repeating. We are familiar with concept. Okay, already we have talked on this. So next slide, please. So just you can relate this concept with the title. Next, next slide, please. Yes, data collection procedures, pre-test and post-test that we were talking about. Okay, pre-test it was conducted when we have not collected data, but this is definitely a type of data that you are collecting, and then you will compare your results. Okay, in students' writing ability in both type. First one is pre-test. The essay of narrative text was administered in the experimental and control group. The participants were divided in 2 groups, as we have discussed earlier, okay, in experimental and control groups. And the test was conducted on the same procedure. In the post-test, in this phase, the students' essays were scored by using scoring rubric prepared. definitely as researcher, as supervisor, okay, you prepare certain criteria to check, to gauge the mistakes and whether it is having some sort of improvement or not. Next, please. Next slide, please. Okay, so in this action research, the material is narrative type, mean easy narrative text, type of fairy tales, Snow White and Sleeping Beauty. The texts are not too long. Okay, the texts are not too long as students have to remember it while reconstructing it. In this way, students can keep in mind the main idea of the text during recreating it. If our text is too long, it will be difficult, okay, to follow that text, and it will be difficult to reconstruct the meaning. Okay, so it is short text, short passages. Moreover, the topics of the paragraphs are a kind of clue. They may take idea from the topic in doing Dictogloss activity. Next, please. Next, please. Yes, later producing the data by experimental studies in quantitative form, mean pre-test and post-test, and mean average score, okay, and their mean score, okay, and comparison between post-test and pre-test. The researcher who carries out the pre-test and post-test analyzes the data with the statistical procedures. As I have told you, mean there should be certain criteria. Okay, there should be certain criteria to gauge the improvement in writing. So it has been applied to observe the effectiveness of Dictogloss in the terms of improving students' English writing skill at BS level. The results shows that there are significant difference between pre-test and post-test analyzed by obtaining the means and standard deviation to the responses for each item. And sorry, there are so many results, there are so many other things related with statistical data, but due to time constraints, it's not feasible here to present each and everything. This is just a summary. Next slide, please. Okay, now you can have a look on the table. That was our participants were divided in male and female. How many male and how many female? Okay, we got 50 male and we got 38 female. Okay, total 88 students, and then we divided it into two groups. The next slide, please. Yes, now you can have a look on pre-test. Okay, then you will compare this with post-test. There is a reasonable difference, and their expression, their writing is improving with the use of Dictogloss technique. Okay, you can check frequency, you can check percentage, you can check valid percent and cumulative percent. Okay, the next one. And this is post-test. Here you can then at free time, you can compare pre-test and post-test, how much this is creating differentiation. Okay, the next one, please. I guess the last one. Yes, now here are the findings. Here is the conclusion of this action research on Dictogloss conducted at University of Lahore. Okay, based on the results, Dictogloss technique improves students' writing skill. Okay, we are coming with this conclusion. We are coming up with this thesis, with this finding, it is improving. Okay, the mean of the post-test is higher than the pre-test. There is a significant difference between learning outcome. The control group, which has been taught by other method, proved less effective as we see mean ratio result. On the other hand, taking into consideration as a prolonged time phase, Dictogloss appears to be supplementary supportive because students make notes increased in post-test. As teachers should know more about students' needs and weaknesses. So this is very much important. As teacher, we must be familiar with the academic needs of students. as there is a very good topic, need analysis, mean need analysis of learners, mean in which area they need your support as teacher. So need analysis and mean it highlights their weaker areas so that they should imply Dictogloss technique as it tackles day-to-day needs and drawbacks. This technique makes the students' task easier. So it is recommended to teachers that must apply, since it is joyful source of learning English language and they can prove themselves more effective learners through this method. So this is the final line of our discussion, that this technique is hopeful for the students whose expressions are faulty, whose structures are not coherent, and their structures are ungrammatical. So at any level, we people as teachers can apply Dictogloss technique. And this is all from my side. Thank you so much. Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ajmal. That was a wonderful presentation, and we have learned a very great. Here, I request, we have the question and answer sessions right now. So here I request Ms. Zara Salim, one of the members of IELTA Teachers Development Department. Ms. Zara, can you hear me?
Sir, hello everyone, and I appreciate everyone's presence here, and I welcome everyone to IELTA Pakistan's webinar. And it's been really very wonderful, Dr. Ajmal. Thank you so much for your precious time. And I have a few questions for you, which I have noted down. First of all, Mr. Can we use the Dictogloss technique for listening exam, or is it only for classroom activity?
It was actually on writing skills, classroom activity based on their writing expressions, not for listening improvement. It it can be applied on listening skills. It can improve, and but our data, okay. But can you hear me? Okay. But our this data and research just focuses on their improvement of writing skills. Okay, one else it is future a direction for other researchers. They may conduct such research on listening skills that can be applied on both even. Yes.
Okay. You mean it could be applicable in both ways in all the skills?
Yes.
But it depends on the researcher how he executes that.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Okay, I hope it was answered well. And I have another question from Ms. Muhammad Ali Qureshi. What grade and age of students are benefited from this approach?
As I have told you, the age of learners was almost 20 years, 18 to 20 years. They were fresh students who enrolled in BS classes. Okay, many people come from rural areas. Okay, they enter into the university. Okay, so their expressions, their writing expressions are not appropriate. So these were new students. Okay. They were enrolled in first semester or second semester. We have not taken the data from 8th semester or 7th semester.
Okay, I have a third question from Mr. Michael. How practical is the use of this in the reading and analysis of the essay-based literary set text for literature classes, apparently at Form 2 and 3 in high school? In Kenya, he specifically asks about the country Kenya.
Yes, this question is very much important. Okay, and it clarifies. Okay, our research was just delimited to certain age group. Okay, and they belong to certain rural areas. They have no background, sound knowledge. Okay, but it can be definitely applied on a literature class, because as a teacher you are telling about a protagonist. Okay, you are telling plot of the text. Okay, let's say you are teaching them poetry, you are teaching a play or you are teaching short story or a novel. Ultimate purpose of teachers is to get their students write appropriate expressions, write good English, okay, error-free English. So it can be applied on literature classes. And as teachers, many people are involved even, okay, but they are not familiar with the concept of Dictogloss. Okay, there is slight difference. In literature class you are not dictating like a traditional Dictogloss perspective. Okay, you are telling the story and they are listening and they are taking notes. And yes, that approach, if you apply as a teacher, okay, you can provide certain hints, okay, with the story, with a character, okay, and they are supposed to write in their own words. This can be applied, and this can be a very good and fruitful approach, because many of us just link this approach to ELT, English language teaching. If you apply in literature class, it is a bonus as a teacher. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saab. I hope it
Okay, most welcome.
satisfied the whoever asked the questions. I have
And let me welcome Malik Aladad Saab, who is part of my research team, but never we have been intimated with one another. So on this platform, let me welcome him.
Sir,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Sir, thank you so much.
Welcome, sir. Sir, I have rather a comment from Dr. Mansoor Ali Darazi. He says convenience sampling is non-probability sampling technique which is widely used in qualitative research. However, sample size depends on the nature and research model. So what are your comments on it?
Sorry, you were not audible properly, but what I can guess the meaning of your question is that.
So let me repeat.
Yeah, okay.
Convenience sampling is
okay,
which is widely used.
You are not audible properly.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes. Okay. Now I can listen. Sorry, no voice there. Ma'am, you are not audible.
I think she has internet glitches.
Sir.
Yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
you are.
Okay. So convenience sampling is non-probability sampling technique, which is widely used in qualitative research. However, sample size depends on the nature of research and research model. So what do you say about that?
Let me share with you, there are so many approaches, there are so many methods, okay, when there is collaboration. And then you must be familiar with mixed methodology even. Okay, many people believe they say this is a quantitative research. Let's say, let me quote one example. Okay, my research is on corpus linguistics. I collected quantitative data. Okay, so many people believe in Pakistan this is quantitative study and quantitative investigation. Okay, when I was in Germany, my supervisor told me that quantitative analysis follows qualitative one. So without qualitative analysis, quantitative studies are of no worth. So this is combination of quantitative and qualitative approaches. Okay, and they are in hand in hand. Okay, so as researcher, it depends on your research questions, and then it depends on your research objectives. Then you can change accordingly. Okay, which methodology suits and which is not good for this approach. mean it depends on your context, on your topic, on your objectives.
Thank you so much, sir. That
Most
was
welcome.
all. If anybody from the participants would like to ask the question, most welcome, please.
Thank you, Ms.
Okay,
Zara.
I hope. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ms. Zara Salim. I think there is no any question from the participant. So here I would like to share my screen back, and I'm gonna play a 2-minute video. I think Ms. Zara, you have internet glitches, so let me play from my side. Here I'm going to play a video, and that is all about the Pakistan. So let's have a visit of Pakistan completely virtually within 2 minutes. Here we go with the video. Thank you so much. That was the virtual visit of Pakistan within 2 minutes. I'm really grateful to all the participants here. The time comes to award the certificate to the guest speaker. Before this, I would like to know, Ms. Liana, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so I would like to invite Ms. Juliana. And first of all, I'm grateful to you for supporting us very well. And over to you, Ms. Juliana, please. I would like to have your feedback.
Well, on behalf of IELTA board, right now, I feel very, very proud of IELTA Pakistan for this wonderful webinar, the same as the other IELTA branches. And for my part, it was very interesting to hear about Dictogloss as a technique in the classroom, but this time as an active research. And all the information our guest speaker provided was insightful, at least for me. I would like to have the opportunity to replicate this kind of research in my own country, mostly for one of the questions I received. Well, I could see in the comments that was related to people with disabilities. So to see to what extent it can work for them as well, because for those having an example of the dyslexia, to mention a disability. For the rest, it was wonderful. And well, I hope the rest of the participants also could learn something new to apply in their classrooms for effective writing. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, Ms. Juliana Vasca. It was really wonderful to have you in today's webinar, and really grateful to you for your support. So here, the time comes to present the certificate, and I would like to request again Ms. Zara Salim to present the certificate, the guest speaker. Here we go. Ms. Zara, can you hear me? Yes, please. Could you please read it out?
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. This is the certificate of recognition for Dr. Muhammad Ajmal, and I am really very thankful to him. He got his precious time for us and discussed a very, very important topic. So thank you so much, sir.
Welcome, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. So the link of the attendance has been shared in the group, and all the participants are requested to give your attendance for carrying the certificate. Here the time comes to end our today's session. I'm really grateful from the core of my heart to end this session. Before, I would like to have the feedback. If anyone from Ms. Waida from Egypt is here, I welcome you. And I request all the participants from other countries would like to give your own feedback.
Sir, I'm having Facebook page problem. It's not opening, so I can't share the attendance link there.
All right, all right. All right, so it's time comes to end our today's webinar. I'm grateful to Dr. Ajmal as a guest speaker. All the participants, thank you so much. It was successful just because of your presence. And really grateful to Ms. Zara Salim for supporting me as a moderator today. We have Dr. Ajmal for the guest speaker, Dr. Mansoor, Dr. Aladad for your presence, Dr. Rafsheen, a wonderful lady and the director of IELTA Pakistan, for your kind support and information, and Mr. Sayyid Saudul Hassan, City Coordinator of Hyderabad, and all the wonderful participants. Thank you so much for today's presence and supporting IELTA Pakistan. This is all about the teachers who are spreading love, affection, and knowledge and imparting knowledge to their young learners. Thank you so much, and goodbye. See you next time, and Happy New Year from our IELTA Pakistan.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you everyone to be here with us and for your precious time, and happy Christmas from me as well, from IELTA Pakistan as well.
The link of attendance has been shared. Please give your attendance for the carrying certificate. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.